Welcome back, one and all. We are back here at the UK Uni Valorant Discord 10-man. So we're going to be in with our second game of the night. Once again, I am your caster, Elixir, and I'm joined
by RW Dragon still. You know what? I'm loving this throw to each other's names.
Yeah,
Loving it.
I like cutting words out of the sentence to keep you guessing as to when it's your time to talk.
Yeah, I'll get the timing exactly right at some point. I just sort of have an awkward moment where it's like, "Oh, you're really doing this? Yes, we are. Let's go."
Okay. At one point, I'm just going to stop talking. You're going to introduce me.
Well, this is Elixir. He's a wonderful lad, wonderful caster, and we'll hope that we're going to have a wonderful game coming up for you next.
Getting the players to start the actual game. So observers don't actually have the ability to just be like the mods of the room, which is real unfortunate. So we need whoever's the room host to get us into it.
And prepare for quite an interesting lobby, as one of our players is Senpai. So if you hear us shouting Senpai, then you know why.
No, this is just a daily driver for me. Nothing out of the ordinary.
But now we move on to Agent Select. We're going back to Haven again. So that triple plant map. Of course, on customs. So what we saw prior is a little bit more balancing in terms of map. And it seems at the moment that agents like Cypher, who gather a lot of information whilst not necessarily being in those sort of positions, those cameras, the tripwire bolt, those sort of things seem to be valuable on the defense, and it's something that you just sort of have to weather the storm on in terms of the offensive side of things.
Yeah, it's whether you want to play to that offensive half or that defensive half, what sort of character you're going for. And I think if, especially, well, it helps if the skill disparity is in your favor. But in an even game, it will be interesting to see whether going for a defensive specialist like Cypher is going to be as useful here in this match.
Choose your agent.
Just waiting for the agents to get selected.
Perfect 10. We're ready to go on that.
You'll love to see it.
Let's see the build. We wait for the game to load up, our perspective to load up. And here we go. Agents coming into Viper and Sage on both sides. Phoenix also joining the copycats. But it seems to be that Omen, Sova, Brimstone, and Jet heroes not being on the same side.
Well, it's no surprise really to see the three heroes in the mirror. They're definitely community regarded as some of the best in the game right now, with a pretty decent usage on offense and defense, being very well balanced characters with powerful abilities.
And neither team picking up Cypher, who's proved to be quite effective in the hands of Kirio. But again, we see this defender setup where they split up between each gate and try to pick off attackers as they come through.
Ad's going to be the first person to get the frag on the server. And definitely picking up 2 before he drops. So 3-2 here in the side of the defense. Definitely going to be trying to peek through the firewall.
Slow orb dropped on one side, slower dropped on the other. This is perfectly done. Aimbot Sorkus turns up the client, takes one down, takes another one down. Sorkus holding the site together and holds out for a victory for the attackers.
I don't want to be you living up to his name as he puts a bullet in the dome. Definitely living up to the moniker. I like it. Currently the top fragger in the server with 2 kills and an assist.
Seems to be a light buy from most players. The defender's going a little bit all out. There's 2 scoped rifles being picked up. Little E on Omen being one of them, watching that window.
Takes the shot but doesn't drop. He tries to go for the wallbang as they go for a retreat here.
I mean, Aliator did point this out. He did point out that on Haven, that window is quite a popular place to scope out as Senpai moves in on the site, taking down Little E. Aimbot Stalkus with a headshot and Shirashian. So the defenders low on players. The barrier orb from, I believe it's Jeffrey on the site, keeping out attackers. Information. Quite an awkward moment. The attackers take that round. Quite an awkward moment to sort of be realised that there's another attack on the other side of the door. Still pays
Yes.
off.
It's interesting. Once again, we're seeing that the offensive teams, when they're getting in and they're winning these rounds, it's because they're rushing a point, often B, and taking hold and making sure that they have the numbers advantage straight away, forcing the defense to play offense. And it'll be interesting to see maybe if that early on strategy really only happens because the teams have started feeling each other out, trying to figure out how each team plays, and whether we're going to see the scoreline even up a little bit as the teams get more familiar with how the other is playing.
Definitely almost did that in our last game, ending up 6-6 in the first half.
But if they're going to keep trading out like this, we did have the entry frag on the side of the offense, so it's going to work out in their favor as they lead 2-0 on the overall score. I don't want to be you dropping another body on the side of the defense.
Great picks coming through from the attackers. Barrier orb going down. ADS managed to get through, but a grenade from the opposing Viper getting through the window of heaven. Aimbots taking down ADS. Shirashian taking down Pool from the ends, but Aimbot Stalkus again finding an angle, finding the kill, and taking the round for the attackers.
We're seeing everyone spread out now on the side of the defense. Currently no one at B. But it looks like, unlike the previous team that we saw that liked to throw a resource into C, they're opting to go for mostly B and A as their defense sites. So we haven't seen a reason for them to change it just yet.
So, 2 waiting at that B site window. And instantly ADS picked off by a Vandal. Here's an ult coming through. A little bit of information picked up. You know one of them's there, but it won't help. Jurashian taking down one, waiting patiently. Finding an angle, brings up a recon bolt.
Very, very nice play there.
Finding
from
one. Stunning angle. In the end, sort of not helping. The person he picks up, going down instantly.
Not just that, the person got traded out as well, so they found value before they dropped. Definitely recognized that they were scouted and just decided to play with that young man's aggression.
Shock bolt. Picks up damage. 31 on Senpai. Finds the angle on Shirashian, but Little E helping out. The Vandal comes through. Last man standing.
The first round for the defense there. And the shot got actually put in the work because even though they were able to get the upper hand on the side of the kill, managing to actually drop Duration, the damage had been done, so it made it very, very easy for Little E to just clean up that round and give the defense the first win of the night. Or of the server, even. No, I just want to see ads not drop in the first 4 seconds. I think that would be very good for the defense side.
Looks like we'll start off with a split push. The spike carrier going towards C, but
Get out of my way.
might have been found. Trade as we head towards A site. Jeffrey, the Sage, laying down some defenses. Taking down line of sight, trying to find an angle. Jeffrey finding 2, can't find a third. Defenders down 3-2.
But they still haven't found the spike. As you can see, it is getting set up there on that C point, but this is a risky strategy. They still actually have a numbers advantage. Unfortunate for the defense that because of the res, even though they were actually able to pick up the frags, they're still trailing in terms of numbers, and now they have to try and converge on that C site, making their way through B. Once again, the offense playing the defense here, making use of the abilities to play for quite a risky strat, to be honest.
Very risky to look for picks on the way. Now it's just ADS to go for the attackers. ADS will be the decision. Looks like it'll be to save the AWP. The operator. hiding in A site, just letting the spike go off. What will the
Definitely the
attackers
smart
do?
play here.
Looks like the attackers are happy for the utility to be saved, for them to save their own, but I think one of them went down to the spike there.
Yep, definitely sitting on top of the spike. The little victory firework there. You know, a costly one, but if you've been winning 4 rounds to 1, and it was a very close round that they lost, I think you can afford to play with a little bit of pep in your step. Paul from Men's actually the one that planted the spike as
Can
well.
someone get this?
Look at how ready the defenders are just to pop off with a few ults. They're down in the game, but 4 of them with ultimates ready to be used. Recon bolt going through. Oh my goodness!
Finds
I've never seen a perfect recon bolt before. That is perfection. Change of plans from the attackers, dropping the spike. Firecracker won't be saved though. Again, it has to be complimented. Say that Savo.
I'm honestly
Chirashin.
impressed. Jeffrey didn't
Chirashin
turn-
pulling off that perfect ult. Change of plans for the attackers, and that movement seems to be what's caused players on the attacking side to be picked off one by one. Now they're not sure. They have to find a new plan. The spike is still being carried. That's still okay. The B-side window is attacked from ADS. Can't find a pick through the wall. Attackers moving towards C. Have a choice of C or B head.
I think it definitely looks like they're trying to get vision of B, and then it looks like they're going to wrap around for the C plant. They have hit B
That's
many
it.
times. But now they've dropped 2. Yeah, they're going to be moving on to the C plant. Give them as much space as
No
possible. As they are trailing from a deficit, they need as much space as they can get as the Viper picks.
There we go. Chirashin, the person who saved the round, is down. Viper, the poison cloud is up, but how long will it last at this point?
Well, I don't really see any reason to play from outside of the pit, but finally is going to drop, and the defense is going to be able to clean things up here. Unfortunate. Luckily had enough
Back
time.
takes him away from the defuse.
You're never
Gets
too cool to
halfway
do
through.
bomb defusal.
This could be close. Not quite as close as I thought.
Yeah, definitely
Fuse
would have been
control.
tragic if they'd taken a little bit longer to
My
do that.
goodness. If the run it back keeps the defenders out from taking that round.
Nah, I'm sorry. If run it back causes that, I ain't running anything back. I'm auto in this game.
We complimented in the last game that run it back is one of our favorite ults. Like both of us share that opinion that it's the best ult in the game. At
Yeah,
least
that definitely makes me change
But-
my opinion very, very fast. I don't care how many times it saves me, allows me to clutch. If it does that to me in game, I'm never playing Phoenix again.
Okay, here's my bet. Chirashin on the C site is going to put up another recon bolt. See if he can find someone. There it is. Instantly on the map, it appears. Just as I thought.
Yeah, no surprise that Phoenix was using the run it back, forcing such an aggressive rotation, and adds definitely should have gone for a higher fire rate weapon. As 3 of the members of the defense drop there. Make it 4, make it 5, a flawless side. One away from an
ADC
ace on
does-
Senpai.
Senpai denied an ace.
Unfortunate. That's what you get when you don't get the entry frag. But excellent cleanup there.
Alright. Chirashin going for C site again. Can't rinse and repeat. You can't expect them to use the same play every single time. Looks to be taking a little bit more of a protected position. So maybe it could be good to use the recon bolt. 2 setting up to going towards the C site. So the attackers are setting up a split push.
And I do wonder how much of the previous 10-mans here on the UK Valorant channel that we've the players have seen. We did actually see this A position hold, making use of the Jade. If she's able to get the entry frag, it's a very, very solid position that she can solo hold.
Chirashin, the one to get information. The Owl drone picking up several. Right on that C area.
I don't know if they're going to rotate, though. They've actually been playing so solidly as you see the smokes come out there. And be able to get a straight line as they make their aggressive hold in C.
Yeah, aggressive move. What a play from Senpai. Taking down Literally thanks to the updraft and the headwind.
Unfortunately, there was looking the wrong direction. Didn't get the 180 check. Didn't check the smoke, as they chose to hold aggressively and just decide that they were going to push onto the point rather than relocate because of those smokes. A little bit of Stewie 2K in the play of the offense.
Chirash, the information master, the last one left on the defensive side. And he backs up into the gun of pull from ends.
Yeah, definitely. If it's not an ability, the information not being collected quite as cleanly there from our Sova player. It's not a horror game. You don't need to back up into every situation. If you go where the reticle can save you if you run into combat. And chat be spamming lad to help out ads. Definitely gonna need it right now. Trailing and not looking so hot in terms of credits either. Constantly replacing the AWP as they drop. Definitely hoping they're gonna get a little bit more use out of it.
Get out of my way.
Oh,
That's what you want to see.
brings out the Blade Storm, but instantly no match for an AWP. Quite literally bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Definitely making use of that modern technology there. There's a nice flick, gonna pick up 2.
These are quite sensational plays coming out from the defenders.
The offense
They've
falling apart
quickly
here.
They've quickly whittled the attackers down.
Definitely playing with the confidence of someone that just dropped Jet. She has one of the most headstrong, shall we say, voice lines when she pops it all, and getting shut down immediately. Definitely giving the defense a morale boost that's sorely needed.
So, what is the plan now? Quite seriously. This is great on stream. My goodness. Sage just sneaking away from contests. Moving up. Oh my goodness. Bring out the knife, lad. Bring out the knife.
Don't miss.
I don't want to be you.
Oh.
Headshot coming through. Quicker reactions. Man, I was really hoping for a knife play there. But maybe a bit too much noise being made as Jeffrey escapes the lower floor.
Yeah, I definitely think
No,
maybe...
I don't want to be you escaped from the lower floor and moved up to face ADS.
I think maybe he was prioritizing speed over stealth. Definitely could have gone for a crouch there to try and play it quieter, but instead opting to get the faster rotation. After all, was playing 4 versus 1, and speed is of the essence if you're going to be evening the things up.
Setup changed. There we go. There's the headstrong tailwind coming through for Senpai. They push on towards C-site. One goes down though. Chirashin taking one. Sorkus taking one to trade it back. 3 to 4. ADS knows where one is, but it doesn't help out.
The laser comes through.
Jeffrey, great headshots. Great one in return. Great 2 in return from Mainbot Sorkus.
Calm and collected there with the operator.
2 rounds away from the swap. And a huge lead.
Yeah, definitely. Even if they choke it away here, we'll be going into the second half with a score, not deficit, but a lead. So definitely an excellent round to clinch an opportunity as they go into the defense very, very soon.
So now we have a 2-1-2 set up for the defenders. ADS instantly going down. Push towards B site. The spike has been left behind. It looks like the aggressive approach will be chosen. Updraft from Senpai to get a better point of view over the B site. Drops down though. Sorkus takes down Firecracker. 5 to 2.
You can see players pushing through the smoke there. Unfortunately, only trades out. The offense with another victory here. Moving 8 to 3. 5-point lead. So we're going to be going into the halftime after this round. You can see the buys coming out. The cash is being spent. A lot of cash sitting in the pockets of I Don't Want to Be You. X marks the spot.
So as we begin the 12th round, last round of this half,
Joke's over.
simultaneous
Unsurprising.
Phoenix ults coming back.
Healing area.
And to the surprise of no one, that was not the real Phoenix. Getting traded back in Gyration's position had been compromised. ADC Senpai getting the first kill of the round. This is unfortunate for Little E, not choosing to use the ability to relocate. Definitely don't agree with that. Definitely had one of the characters that could have made it out of there without taking a health deficit as the slow orb gets thrown deep.
Welcome to
Good peek from
my
Jeffrey.
world.
That was almost the... it has to be said, I feel like that was almost the right play coming through from Omen. It was just the missed shots that really cost him. Taking that Brimstone out, taking out, I believe it was the Sage.
We do see the side swap here now. I think my only issue with it is obviously one of the characters capable of relocating through the use of a teleport ability. When you're playing and prioritizing the health, especially because they were cut off away from their Jade, wasn't going to be able to get easy healing in that situation. I would prefer that if he opted for a teleport to high ground, giving himself some more options instead of having to sacrifice HP, run through the smoke.
He did have the perfect surprise though, which is
Very, very true. Just unfortunately wasn't able to make use of it. Some wayward shots, not finding their mark.
Anyway, it's their turn to use their agents in an offensive fashion as Jeffrey, right off the back, takes out one of the defenders. Aimbot Sorkus, the flashbang not quite being pulled off. See, it falls to his opposing number.
And a good start here from the offense, looking to even things up in terms of the score. Definitely a mountain to climb, though. They did get rolled once they were attempting to defend the spike sites.
Looking the wrong way there, Little E. Well, perhaps the right way as well. Pull from ends, picking up two. The defenders are slowly pulling this back. Some shots going their way. Siphon takes out Jeffrey. 2-on-2 now. Health not on the side of the defenders, but the shots are another headshot.
This is not what you want to see if you were the offensive side. It was looking like such a good opening round for them with the spike planted, but he's going to have to move. Gonna have to burn that health. Gets the peak, gets two. Gyration, excellent clutch there. Making sure that the team's effort wasn't put to work.
Take a breath, Gyration. That was a close one.
Yeah, very, very close.
In the back of my mind, I was like, go on, push it. Just go. Go on. Get him. It's the only choice, pretty much, that Gyration had. Push or lose the round. You don't really have much economy to almost lose other than the win round bonus.
And the Pika's advantage definitely coming through there. The element of surprise was on the side of Gyration as he picks up one. And unfortunately, as the defuse was coming through, definitely didn't have the ability to refrag on the side of pull from ends.
So I'll be having him push onto the seaside. Pull from ends, getting an important frag. Let's lead goes down. I don't want to be you. Putting up the barrier orb. That seems to be doesn't seem to be stopping defenders from getting around though.
The spike is getting planted very, very fast. It's just unfortunate. I don't know if it's maybe because of the positioning, but it seems like even though they're getting the spike planted fast and the rounds are therefore going quite quickly, they're not able to get set up fast enough in order to make use of that fast plant. If they're able to catch the defenders off guard and maybe get set up in their position, then sure, I think that this works. But currently, every fast push has just resulted in a fast round for the defense. Like I said, we are even in the half, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any adaptations here, as it looks like they are moving towards the B site.
Smoke's down.
Siphon dropping on smoke clouds from the sky using Brimstone. sky smoke blocking out the wind. Gyration, bringing out the... Trying to get the information. Calm peek from Jeffrey. Takes out one. Plants a slow orb. Next to barrier orb. Little E slowed. 3 to 4. Trades not quite going in favor of the defenders. Sorkus takes one. Paul from Ends takes another. All of a sudden it's turned on its head. 3 to 1. Gyration looking around, gets the frag. Takes a moment, but can't take too many moments while peeking out. Paul from Ends finishes off the round, 11 to 4.
And you can see, just looking at the kill feed, 19 and 9 currently. For Paul from Ends, definitely excellent showing from him. Leading the server in all the kills so far. The Viper's been putting in work today.
So
even though we didn't see, we haven't seen too much like crazy utility. This is really the first time that we've seen the smokes being widely applied as the ult comes out here from Phoenix. So probably a very aggressive push coming in, even though they are down one already.
That seems to be enough information, though.
Yeah, and you should put to use. Paul from Ends picks up another.
Shots not coming through in that time.
Yeah, unable to get the gun under control in order to get that body shot. Instead, just skirting the leg. ADC Senpai drops Gyration. And now 4 to 1 here. Shotgun versus a sniper. This is definitely not the situation you want to be without your ult. You can see nothing you can do. I don't want to be you. Picks up the final kill of the round. 12 to 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, match point. So what has gone wrong for this attacking side?
I just think the defense have stabilized quite well. They were able to get some very, very fast plants, but because they weren't able to get set up fast enough, and they are, quite frankly, just getting out-fragged, I think they attempted to slow things down. But even then, that just made it much easier for Paul from Ends to get into position, set up those kills nice and easy. And the ultimate's not online yet, which is going to be rough.
Well, they know where the push is coming. It's a whole load of ults being played out.
And the offensive Phoenix able to make it to C site, but is outnumbered 1 to 3. Needs to make sure that he doesn't shoot prematurely, or he is going to get spotted. The firefight looks like it's going on off screen, and it's going to work out in the favor of the defense. Never mind, tell a lie. Trading things out. And now only a single defender left. Aimbot Sorkus unable to clutch. The round going in the side of the offense there.
Well, I was going to say that too much aggression. It has gotten the early plants, as you said. It seemed like just over-aggression with no full plan going into it.
Yeah, I think what was interesting this time is instead of taking the entire unit of 5 people, they opted for something that the defense did last time when they were on attack, which was send a single person to attack that C site whilst the other members of the team start rotating through B and starting to cut off the sight lines to give them the go-ahead to go. Definitely less coordinated when our current offense did it, but the end result was a W at the end of the day as Gyration opens up the round with a body shot on the AWP. It's going to be getting that information off of the bounce shot.
Found them.
Recon Bolt, effective from Gyration. The king of information helping out again. The attackers securing A site, getting the plant. Now it's the turn of the defenders to take back the site.
Another fast push here from them, as we've talked about. This one definitely looked a lot more coordinated, the opening pick and setting up the information. Definitely what they want, but AD Senpai definitely wanted to hit a couple more shots than that before he gets dropped.
Be you finds the heaven. 1 to 1, finds the angle. I don't want to be you. Rez is a teammate. Not sure how many start points that adds. Ladies and gentlemen, say,
That's
I was gonna say it's elementary and finish off the game that way, like I did last time. They
having
started
fun.
messing around. I took a deep breath, thinking, "Oh, they're gonna mess around for too long, and we're gonna have a moment of karma coming through, and they're both gonna go up in flames."
I'm
But
sure the offense wouldn't have questioned it or been against it. The GG comes from Sorkus in the Twitch chat. Good to see everyone for a very solid showing from our red team.
Solid showing, and Gyration. I say king of information very heavily. He came through with quite a few picks with that recon bolt.
Yeah,
Quite a
very,
few
very, very
picks.
impressive.
Great stuff from him. Top of his team in terms of this final scoreboard.
And you can see it trailing there at the bottom. Siphon, so many plants on that man. Definitely wasn't filling up that left side of the KDA stat line with flashy numbers, but putting the pressure on for the defense with those plants. Definitely helping the tempo of his team, being able to allow them to get those frags from that advantageous position. You know, sometimes it's not all about the kills. It's about the W at the end of the day. And I do not know. Check. Do we have an interview coming up, or are we going to be rolling into another game?
I believe we do have an interview coming in. We have
Yeah.
6.
It's come in muted this time.
Hello?
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings, ho.
Right, so what was your name on the scoreboard?
It was Senpai, ADC Senpai.
Ah,
Yeah, I was pretty much the entry fragger for our team that game.
definitely found yourself on the left side of the kill feed more often than not. How'd you find that game?
I mean, the first game we played against their team, they had a raise, and the raise pretty much like stopped us from pushing any site. But this game they didn't choose raise, so we pretty much just like stomped sites. I think in general they're all like really skilled and they had really good angles, but I just don't think the aim was quite there from some of them. But it was a good game, pretty good.
Close Beta's been out for a while. Do you think there's an optimal build of a team yet? Do you think you've sort of found it in this game, or is there a lot more tinkering?
I think in general there's a lot more tinkering to be done, because there's obviously like I don't know if I'd call them exploits, but certain characters have like ridiculous strengths on certain maps. But I think in general Brimstone and Sage are like definitely needed for most situations. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, other than those two, I wouldn't say any other team comp is viable.
Fair enough. We saw in the previous match, we actually had a Cypher basically solo holding on the defense, and there was none of the huge utility agents in this game. Was there a particular reason for that? Did you guys just believe in the aim and go for more offensively styled agents?
I think it was more down to just we had the hype off the last game, and obviously I don't know, I think we meshed well as a team, so we provided, you know, with our aim, we just tried to be as vigilant as possible, and you know, we were just confident about how we were playing. But yeah.
So how many of these 10-mans have you participated in so far?
I think me and myself recently, with I think Paul and I Don't Want to Be You in the game, we've been in quite a lot of 10-mans recently. We've been practicing quite a lot, so we know quite a lot of the setups for the maps and a lot of the peak corners. So we've been practicing quite a lot. So it's definitely helped us in this game, 100%. Definitely.
Okay, well, this is, you know, everyone knows where to find us over at the UK Uni Valorant on Twitter and UK Valorant on Twitch. But where can we find you, good sir?
I guess I'd just like to shout out Portsmouth Pompey. I guess if you search out Portsmouth Paladins on Twitter, that's pretty much it.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Thanks for dropping by with us, dropping some insight and giving us something interesting to watch on stream.
All right, no problem. Cheers for having
Have
me.
a good night.
All right, ciao.
I believe that wraps up our games and the stream for tonight for UK Uni Valorant 10-mans. Most likely, I believe we'll be back tomorrow or definitely some point during the week.
Yeah, for sure. They've been running these nearly daily, every single time. Not always streaming, but you know, we do our best to show off what UK unis have to offer in this very new game, and I'm sure some more coordinated inter-uni competitions will be on the horizon. I have been Elixir. You can follow me at KNT Elixir, and where can we find you, Dragon?
I've been RW Dragon, and you can find me at RW Dragon _. Make sure the underscore part's there. It's very important.
Gonna end up on someone else's Twitter otherwise. Can't guarantee what's gonna be there.
And reminder to follow the UK Uni Valorant Twitter as well.
Yes,
You're not
at
sure
UK
where
Uni
that-
Valorant.
There it is. If you're not sure where it is, UK Uni Valorant.
And of course, if you haven't already hit the follow on the Twitch, UK Valorant, make sure to do that as well, so you know whenever we go live, possibly with a different voice cast. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you everyone who played, either on stream or off stream. We'll be seeing you again in the future. Good night.
Good night.